Hi there. Alpha Male 2.0 is about one thing. Now, a lot of men are confused about this. They think, I thought no, it's not. It's about it's about getting pussy. No, it's not about getting pussy. It's about location independence and freedom and so. No. Those are elements. That's not the one thing. The one thing Alpha Male 2.0 is about is long-term, consistent happiness for a man. So what's interesting is that when you have people, and you may be in this category, who disagree with some of my lifestyle models, it can be non-monogamy, it can be something, so let me back up. It could be something broad, like I disagree with non-monogamy, or I disagree with leaving America, I think you should stand and fight, or I disagree with having a location-dependent business, you can make more money if you have a location-dependent business, and okay, or it could be something broad that I teach that you disagree with, or someone disagrees with, fine. Or it could be a specific technique that I teach that you disagree with. When I talk about soft nexting, a lot of guys don't like that. Oh, I would never do that. Well, then she might break up with me, right? Or seeing a woman once a week unless she's your OLTR. Well, I don't like that. I want to see her more than once a week. You're dating multiple women. You don't need to see her more than once a week. Okay. So it could be a technique, or it could be something on the 5 Flags side. It could be something on the Unchained CEO side, the business side, the woman side. It could be a technique. And whenever you have someone strongly disagree with any of my big lifestyle models or my techniques, almost always, it's not because that person disagrees with that actual technique or the actual lifestyle model. Instead, this person does not hold long-term consistent happiness as his number one priority. He holds other things as his priority. For example, a guy is a young guy and he comes out of a hardcore Christian, or in many cases hardcore Muslim family upbringing. So his big thing with women is it about happiness? Is his biggest priority with women his own long-term happiness? It's respect. She needs to respect me. Right? Right. You know who you are. So if your number one priority is respect, and I say something like, don't ever tell women what to do, just state preferences and date the ones that behave the way you want, you're going to hate that technique. And you're going to say, nah, that doesn't work because she has to respect me. And I'm going to say, and I've said this to many people on the internet, we don't care about respect. I don't care about a woman's respecting me. You don't? No, I don't care if a woman respects me. I never have, I never will. I do not care. I care about me being happy, long-term, and as consistent as possible. That's what I care about. Now, if I have to focus on if a woman respects my authority, am I going to be long-term happy? No, I'm not, because there will be times she will do something disrespectful, or there will be times I'll tell her to do this, which you can't do as an Alpha Male 2.0, and she'll do something else, and then I will feel disrespected, and I'll get mad. And you can't be happy and mad at the same time, which means you violated the model of long-term, consistent, masculine happiness. Make sense? Make sense? Or even monogamy. Oh, I would never be non-monogamous. You get these occasionally. Well, I would never be non-monogamous. I don't think I like that because, you know, women don't like that. They might be jealous, and they might be angry, and they might be feel abused, and they might blah, blah, blah. So what is your priority? Is your priority your personal long-term happiness? No. Your priority is the happiness of her. The happiness of a woman, good luck with that. You want a losing battle? Go try to make a woman happy long-term and consistently. As I've written about in great detail in my books with scientific accuracy and data, women cannot be long-term happy, long-term consistently happy. They can't do it. That's not the way they're wired. It's not even what they want. Women want, go read The Unchained Man, I'll summarize it. Women do not want long-term consistent happiness. What they want is a range of emotions. They want emotional range. They want happy emotions and sad emotions and ecstatic emotions and angry emotions. They want to go bounce around. They want a range of positive, negative emotions. That's what they crave. Women are not wired like men. And the only women who are the exception to the rule, well, some women, yeah, they're exceptions to the rule. Those tend to be what? More masculine women. There's a few women out there who want to be happy. They're kind of masculine. They're not the kind of women most of you would be attracted to. Most of you are not going to go, get real excited and horny and want to marry a really masculine butch woman, right? I'm not a lesbian, I mean a heterosexual masculine woman. Does that really turn you on? Probably not. Okay. So if you hold anything else as a higher priority than long-term consistent happiness, my lifestyle models and or my techniques are not going to resonate with you. Now, they're not going to not resonate because they don't work. All my models work. They've been proven and tested around 20 years. So that's not in dispute. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been teaching this for a long time. Hundreds of thousands of men all over the world have already done these things. We know for a fact it works. The data is in. It works. Alpha Male 2.0 works, and it works amazingly well. So it's not because my models and techniques don't work at this point. You could have said that maybe back in 2008 when I was first experimenting with this stuff. Well, they don't work. You haven't proven it. And people did say that, by the way. When I first started talking about OLTR marriage back in 2012, there were people who said, and they were right, you don't know this will work. This is all just, you're guessing. This is all theory, Caleb. And they were right. Is it theory now? No. It's not theory anymore. So it's not that they don't work. It's that they don't resonate with whatever goal you have above long-term consistent happiness. Here's another one. These guys, Americans, right-wing Americans in particular, who say, you can't leave America, you got to stand and fight, we got to defeat the woke left. Whenever someone says that on my content, I immediately know, and if you have a back and forth conversation, this will come out in the conversation. They'll say it. Is their priority long-term consistent happiness for them? No. It's being a good American, or being a good Republican, or being a good Christian, or the non-American version, being a good Muslim, serving the word of Allah. Now, if I have to do one of those things, be a good American, or be a good Republican, or be a man, some guys be a real alpha male, I've seen that. If you're going to do those things, are you going to be consistently long-term happy? No, you're not. Imagine being a right-wing conservative, because many of you are, living in the current version of the United States. No wonder you're furious. No wonder you're angry all the time. Are you happy? No. Do you know any right-wing pundits who are happy? Name one. Yeah. But their goal is not happiness. Their goal is defeating the left, or being an honorable man, or being a good Republican, or being a good American, or being a good whatever. There's usually a label attached to it. Being a good blank. It's not about long-term happiness, it's about something else. So here's the deal with this. If you have made that conscious decision to focus on this other thing above and beyond your own happiness, that's fine. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you're paying attention to any of my content. I'm just going to make you angry. Or should I say more angry? You're already angry. So I don't know why you're here. But you and I have no major disagreement. I disagree with your lifestyle. You disagree with mine. I think happiness is the most important thing. You think women respecting your authority is the most important thing, so you can be a good Christian because the Bible says this, and Jordan Peterson said that, and Andrew Tate said this. That's what your priority is. Go with God. We can both agree to disagree. That's fine. But there is a decent probability you, who are listening to the sound of my voice, you have never made that conscious decision. You're just acting on autopilot based on what your dad told you, or what Andrew Tate told you, or Nick Fuentes told you, or the Bible told you, or the Quran told you, or someone else told you. You're just acting on autopilot because you've never actually sat down and evaluated, what are my values? What are my core values in life? Is being this mad all the time really fucking worth it? And if you sit down and analyze this, you might find maybe not, I don't know you, depends on the person. Maybe you may find, you know what, it's not. Maybe I should just kind of let this go, let it go, let it go. Listen to that stupid song. Not anymore, let it go. Maybe you need to let go of, I have to be a good Republican and save America from the woke people. Maybe you got to let it go so you can be happy. Maybe that's a good decision for you. Maybe. I'm not saying it is. You might be a hardcore, true believer and say, fuck you. We have to defeat people like Hillary Clinton and we got to, and the new mayor in New York, we got to, oh my God, we got to defeat these people. And if I'm miserable all the time, well, that's just the way it goes. Great. Then you made the conscious decision. I wrote an article many years ago in my blogs about beta males who make the conscious decision to be betas. So these are guys who read all my Alpha Male 2.0 stuff, or a lot of it, and they go through it. They don't disagree with it. They're like, yeah, this is, if I was fucking multiple women and doing this, I'd be very happy. But then they say to me, usually in private, here's the deal. I'm a pussy. I'm a beta. That's how I am. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to be an Alpha Male 2.0. I'm going to be monogamous. Yes, I'll have one-itis, and yes, I'll be depressed, and yes, I'll be angry, and women will kick my ass, and sometimes I won't get laid. And you know what? That's how I want to live. Matter of fact, one of my brothers, I have several brothers, one of my brothers said this to me. I'm a beta male, and that's how I'm going to live. And no, I will never be as happy as you, Caleb, but that's just what I've decided to be. And my answer to that is, great. If you make the conscious decision to be a pussy beta male because you say it's simpler, maybe it is, even though you won't be happy, and maybe, you've got the personality type where you need to, marry a woman who's like your mother and takes care of you and bosses you around. Some guys, some extreme beta male pussies are like this. I have friends, business buddies who are like this. Their wives and girlfriends just boss them around. They go, okay, honey. And that's kind of what they need. They marry their mother or their girlfriend's like their mom. But they've made the conscious decision to live this way. Now, I would throw up if I were you. I would jump off a goddamn bridge. But I'm not you. And if you make the conscious decision to be a beta male puss, and that's how you're going to decide to live, knowing the negatives and acknowledging the many negatives of being a beta male, especially today, my God, especially in the modern era, like I said, 40, 50, 60 years ago, it was okay being a beta male. Today, it's bad being a beta, but whatever. You make that conscious decision, I have no argument with you. I'm an individualist. You live your life. I'll live mine. I'll be over here being happy. You'll be over there being a slave and being pissed off. But it's simpler because you can be monogamous and have your wife boss you around the rest of your life. That's fine. So it's the same thing here. If you say consciously, because you've given it real honest thought, not knee-jerk emotional reaction, not societal programming, not being lazy mentally, but you've sat down, you spent a week or two really analyzing your brain. Is this anger and disrespect and pain and suffering and yelling and screaming worth this goal I have of being a good Christian or being a good right-winger or being a good Muslim or demanding respect from women or whatever it is for you? Is it worth it? And your honest answer from your gut and your soul says, yes, it's worth it. Great. Stop watching my material because I'm just going to upset you. And go boss women around and have all kinds of drama and go yell at left-wingers on Twitter the rest of your life and you'll be more angry every year because the West gets more left-wing every year, even if Trump was president for life. Great, go have fun, in quotes, being happy, like Joe Rogan said. It's fun to be, go have fun being angry. Joe Rogan's quote was, it's fun to be angry. Go have fun being angry all the fucking time. And great, I'll be over here being happy, living a great life. It's fine, it's okay. What I'm saying is you may find the opposite. You may find, you know what, fucking hell, it's not worth it. And this is going to bother me when women are doing whatever they want. I can't tell them what to do. But you know what? Maybe I can just let it go, and I can live a happy lifestyle, Alpha Male 2.0, or much closer to Alpha Male 2.0, like Caleb does. You might be surprised. And I have a feeling that most of you who have these opinions, there's a big light over there that is flashing off and on for an entire building. I don't know why they're doing it. Weird. I have a feeling that many of you who have these kinds of happiness is not my priority views, you've never actually sat down and analyzed your feelings. Matter of fact, if you're under the age of 35, I can almost guarantee you've never sat down and analyzed your feelings because that's not what young men do. Young men just react. That's why Nick Fuentes has 5 million followers. Men just react. Young men just are reactive. I was reactive when I was in my 20s. So I was mad all the time when I was in my 20s. So some of this is being young. But regardless of your age, what you might want to do is sit down and evaluate this. So if I say soft nexting or non-monogamy or leave the collapsing West or whatever technique or model, and you go, but that's not right because, and you give me a reason that is based on you not wanting to be happy or you not having happy as your number one priority, let me clarify that really quick. I'm not saying you don't want to be happy, to be clear. I'm saying that long-term consistent happiness is not your number one priority. You have societal programming that says, well, being happiness is selfish, which, by the way, is a left-wing viewpoint. Congratulations, you Trump idiots. Well, you shouldn't be happy all the time. That's a left-wing thing. You shouldn't be happy because of all the suffering in the world. That's a left-wing view. So if you start saying, well, being happy all the time is selfish, what about your fellow man? You're quoting left-wing shit. I'm the feeling you're not a left-winger, you're feeling you're the opposite, because most guys like this tend to be the opposite. However, there are left-wingers who have this view too. You don't care about the environment. You're happy because you don't care about the environment. Is caring about the environment and being mad about the environment the rest of your life worth it? Or can you let it go? I can't let the environment go. I'm going to be mad the rest of my life. Great, be mad. You could be a left-winger, I don't know. I'm just saying you need to evaluate this. And it's a telltale sign when I state one of these lifestyle models or lifestyle techniques and you react emotionally because it violates this thing of long-term consistent happiness is not my number one goal in life. You need to look inward and make sure that is a decision you've made consciously and not just reacting because that's what your dad told you. Or that's because what Andrew Tate said in his last video. Because a lot of you are acting on autopilot, which is the danger of emotionalism. The danger of emotionalism, I can do a whole different podcast on that, is that you are reacting instead of engaging proactively. Proactive and reactive, go read Stephen Covey. Go read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People to learn about this. You're being reactive, which means you have no agency. You're an animal. You're not a human being. We decide how to react, at least we're supposed to. It's very dangerous. So if you're disagreeing with something I'm teaching, make sure it's because you've made the conscious decision that something else is more important to you than long-term consistent happiness. And if it is, wonderful. I don't know why you're here. If it isn't, it's time to reevaluate your life.